we do also have to take responsibility in our own devaluation, you know? And what that takes is looking at how we can take more ownership in the path that we're creating. For an artist, right, there are ways you can protect yourself right now. Whether it's doing a split sheet between a band, whether it's signing up for a PRO, a publishing rights organization, making sure when you enter a contract, it's in your favor. And I think a lot of artists, they feel like they're trapped, right? It's like, if you want to survive, right, you're gonna say yes, right? A lot of the time. But I want artists to realize that there is power in saying no, and there's also power in saying what you want.
This moment at SoundCamp Festival stopped me in my tracks because it perfectly captures what many artists feel but don't always have the words for. That's what this episode is all about. Not just music, but the systems around it. Not just success, but sustainability. And not just the future of the industry, but how we preserve humanity within it. This episode is special because it was recorded live at SoundCamp Festival. This episode features women who are actively taking the Texas EDM scene by storm, not just as artists, but as builders, organizers, and leaders. These are women creating real resources, real pathways, and real opportunities, helping artists find their way in the industry that doesn't come with a roadmap. Join me in conversation with Sydney Cheatham, Sara Supinski, Lauren Bruno, and Hannah Allen as we sit down and discuss how do we redefine the music industry in a way that actually works for artists. We are on location today at SoundCamp Festival, and we're going to be talking with incredible powerhouse women who are redefining the music industry in Texas. So thank you all for being here today. I am so excited to sit down with these incredible women here, all building initiatives in the dance music space. And so we're going to kick it off with some introductions, and we'll start with our founding lady here, Sydney.
Hi, howdy, I'm Sydney. Thank y'all for being here. I am a co-producer. My partner Amber is behind the scenes getting stuff done right now. Man, this has been a blast. My journey started here at SoundCamp. This has been the best first-year festival ever. We rocked it because of everyone on site, the community, the people behind the scenes, behind the sound booth, the green team, everybody. These awesome women, could have never done this without them. The men right now behind the booth, you know who I'm looking at? Yeah, boys, thank you, kings, all of them. So I'm Sydney Cheatham. I can't wait to talk about my story and share it. I'm gonna let the other ladies produce itself, but my company is the Ripple Effect Collective, and we are going to talk about that because music is a collective. We are all a team, and I got to see that from every different team this weekend working together. Thank you for being here. This is our first drop. We're gonna make waves. You guys rock.
Hello. My name is Sara Supinski. I am also known as Serotonin, as a DJ producer, bass music. I love dubstep. Yeah. And I've been producing, DJing since 2017. It's been a long road. I have had to have a lot of different jobs to be able to support my music career. And why is it so hard to support my music career? Always thought, I thought you just must have to be really, really wealthy to do things like this and be successful. That really shouldn't be. And that is why I'm here today. And it is why I founded EDM Prosperity Network. And we are a nonprofit community focused on creating abundance for all creatives and entrepreneurs within electronic music. So, yes. So I'm super grateful to be here today and super grateful to speak with all of these ladies and be able to work with them as well.
I love it. And it is our sophomore podcast together.
Yes,
so
it is.
Very excited.
Give it up for all these ladies so far. Yeah. This is such an honor to be on this stage with all of you. And Sydney, you're one of the reasons this festival is happening, yeah?
Yes, ma'am.
Or the reason? The reason?
You want to say it again?
The reason. Thank you so much.
Okay, I'm the reason this started. Amber is the reason this is happening. She saw something that I did not see in myself, pushed me to get back here. we made that happen together. We were a team.
That's important.
Also, all of you guys are the reason. Every single, like literally everyone together, all my friends that came yesterday, my family, should I speak? The staff, family. Yeah. We're all the reason. That's the point. We're the collective. But yes, I started that.
Amazing. I can't wait to talk about all of our stories of how we got here. I'm Lauren Bruno. I'm a musician first. I started as a musician in the second grade choir, solo in front of 500 people, and it totally changed my life. That energy we give out and that energy we receive back, I think even at that age, I was like, oh my God, I want to experience this the rest of my life. It was very powerful. I have it on VHS, so I can still watch that performance. Yes, I did say VHS tape.
I love that. Oh, same. Honestly, same. I love that.
I think everybody needs to watch that. We could have a movie day.
But yeah, just to keep it short, because I know we're going through just intros, I am one of the founders and CEO of a ethical technology company and education and cultural policy initiative called prosperxo. Our technology is being built for empowerment, data ownership specifically for artists, data ownership, sustainable income, and deeper connection with community. Hopefully you get to talk a bit more about what data ownership means, but ethical technology is very important to also talk about, because right now a lot of technology that's out there is consumer-based, not about the people behind it, and not about building tools to empower the artist. And so I think it's very important that all of these technologies coming out are focused on preserving humanity and the humans behind it. So yeah, so I'm with prosperxo.
Awesome. Thank you, Lauren.
All right. Hello. I am Hannah. A little bit about me. I grew up a performer, cheerleader, and dancer, so connection with body and music was always super important to me. And when I was done with cheer, I kind of was looking for the next thing in a community. I really hadn't found something like I had in cheerleading, and then I found EDM, and I started to get into the music. I think I did 22 festivals in a year and a half, and I was like, yeah, this is it. But I couldn't quite lay my finger on what was it, right? And to me, it really came down to the community, and whether it sounds silly to you or not, but plur, keeping that at the center of everything that you do, and not just at the festival, but also in your life, is crazy. It doesn't just change you, but it can change somebody else's life and you don't even know it. So so that's what I try to bring when I created Elixir Mixer events. And that's what I try and bring to every single one of my events. I try and create a safe place for people to come and know that if you don't have anybody, you do now. Somebody's got your back always. So that's how I made it here.
I am Kay Cote. I'm the founder of Amplify EDM. We help artists build their platform through artist development, podcasting such as this, and throwing events that help artists grow. So that's what we do here, and I've been doing this for about 2 years now and absolutely love this. The beautiful community that I came into when I came from literally nothing. I moved here from North Dakota and started my entire life over in Texas, and I realized that music called me home. As an artist myself, it's always called me. And now I get to sit down with other incredible people I get to talk to and share their stories. And so that's just been a huge passion of mine. So Amplify EDM, that's what I do. Kay Cote, that's who I am. Let's take it back to Hannah. Share about your initiative and how people can get involved and support.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's really just about taking care of one another and creating a safe space. Ultimately, there's so many things going on in the world. Don't add to the bad. You always have a choice when you go into something. You can either choose the good or the bad. And why not create something better or leave it better than the way that you found it, And that's really what I try and do. And I try to create events that people see that. And sometimes I'm going through it and I've been up for 24 hours. I do events out of the tunnels, so I've been rolling generators for 3 miles down there to get electricity. I'm like, what am I doing? But then I see somebody sitting at the candy station making a candy, and they trade with somebody next to them, and I'm like, oh, yep, I'm good. we can keep it going. Let me know when y'all are finished. Like, I'll be here all night. So I want to continue to create that and just be around other people that are so like-minded that it's just inevitable that greatness comes out of it, you know? So being here at this time in this moment with all the alignments that have come to place to get right here, like, it's crazy. You know, I have a friend, Antonio, who introduced me to Sydney. Like, I'm so blessed to meet Sydney and just hear her mission and be like, wait, what? She told me about the ripple effect and how one moment can change someone's life. And I was like, what? Like, you're right. It does. And I could think back to those moments where somebody had the opportunity where they could have, you know, just walked past me, but instead they stopped and they're like, your outfit looks so great. Or, you know, just said something so nice and encouraging and created a safe space where I felt like I could be myself. So that's what I want to continue to do.
What was that like initial spark for you? Was there like an aha moment? Was there something you experienced? What made you say yes to fulfilling this and taking this journey of what you're doing?
So I was doing festivals, like I said, and it was always great. But I needed something more, right? Like just going to the festival and partying and going home, that like wasn't what was calling me anymore. I needed more. I needed the deeper connection. I needed that. And I had a really great friend at the time. He was like, yo, I want to be an artist. We had just moved to Austin. I was like, dude, how do we get you to play at a club? And he's like, I don't know. I've never touched decks before in my life. I was like, all right, well, you know what? I heard about this place called The Tunnels. Let's do it. Let's throw it down. Within a week, had a lineup of 8 Austin local DJs. Was just like, I want to create this platform for you so that you have the chance to share your creativity with everyone else. Because it inspired me to throw an event. So imagine what it could do to somebody else, you know, and how much of that could inspire them as well. And that for me was like, I was done after that. I was like, this is what I need to do for forever. And I will give whatever I have to, working multiple jobs, things that don't align with my degree, things that do align, you know, whatever I have to do to make sure that I can get it done. Like, self-funded. Definitely have a beautiful group of people behind me that I would not be here without them. So just imagine if that keeps growing and imagine the people that you can touch with that behind you. Like, that's why I keep going.
You know, that's really huge. And you mentioned like the team. So like, who all here has like teamwork makes the dream work? Yeah, right? Like,
yeah.
Let's hear some experiences. Like,
Girl.
let's start with Sydney. Like, teamwork makes the dream work, babe. Let's hear your experience.
Like, a little bit about me. I've been coaching since I was 18. I was always in sports. I just gave you guys a pep talk because we're a team. We have to talk to each other, and teamwork does make the dream work. I've been building this team my whole life. A lot of people started their music career at Sound Camp in 2020 just because I wanted to know how my friends are doing and give them the chance to express themselves. We're a team. Ask each other how you're feeling. Oh my gosh, I cannot say this enough. Every team made this happen. Every team in the music industry in Austin made this happen. Concourse made this happen. Subculture, people working beyond, Society, EDM Prosperity, all of you ladies right here, we all made this happen together as a team. I had a man this morning tell me that we cannot redefine music as an industry and work as a team because it's the industry and we have to be hard. It's time to be soft and be a team. Talk about how you're feeling. Tell each other. Be as a team. If we work as a unit, that's what I think can redefine music and spread love. Isn't music feeling something and expressing yourself, right? And we can only do that as a team. There's wars right now. Music can change stuff like that. It's so important to express yourself.
I love what you said. I love what you said because, you know, I have an artist collective. So I do artist development. I work with artists. I'm an artist myself. And the reason I do what I do is it's a natural instinct to nurture. Like, for me, it's a natural instinct to nurture. I want to bring like sustenance and growth. Like, if my artists need to get a meal or a drink or water, like, I will take care of them. They're done.
Already there.
I will take, because the show and the music is so important to. So if I can help make them the best version of themselves, that's why I do what I do. And that's what I do in my artist development too. I just unlock their ability
to do what they do to the best of their ability. I'm not teaching them anything crazy. I'm literally saying, yes, you can do this, and giving them the skills and tools to do it. And then I love seeing them, like when they book their next gig and they just like take on the world, or they get a collaboration. Damn, that makes me happy. Is it like, right?
So I really love that you led with it was natural for you to nurture, because it's actually very ironic. Like I feel that in a different way. Like it is actually not as natural for me to like just go around and provide like food and water for people. That's something that I've always just like admired from the beautiful women around me that do that so effortlessly. And actually even my fiance himself, like he is so nurturing and so loving, and I love that about him. And I've always just felt like, so when I got pregnant, yay, shout out Big Vitamin. And I'm just so grateful for that, because I got pregnant, and it was a cute shock, right? I became an actual mom. None of my friends really had kids. I was the least expected to have a kid first. Everybody thought it was a joke, like for real. They were like, no, this is like April Fool's or something, right? Like my friends laughed when I told them, for real. And I mean, I wasn't surprised. Like it didn't hurt my feelings or anything. Like, no, for real. Like I actually am pregnant. It took me so long to tell them. I was like, whoa, this is real. And I was scared shitless, dude. I legit thought, like, I don't know how I'm gonna be able to do this. Like, all my friends actually mother me. Like my manager, Sydney. I'm well, not this Sydney. Other Sydney, Baked Up. We all know Baked Up, right? Shout out Baked Up. Yes. Shout out to Sydney Rogers. I love you so much. Would not be here without you, Mama. Love you so much. By the way, she had me at 6 months. And so yeah. So anyway, God bless her. She really made it through that. Wow, it must have been hard. Anyway, so Sydney, like, she started managing me after the first show that I did in Austin. And I mean, thank God. I go, like, first time she feeds me. She does it for everybody. She nurtures the entire music community in Austin, and everybody could see it in Austin. Like, if you've been living in Austin and involved in the electronic music community, and at least, since before COVID especially, I mean, she's just grown so many artists' music careers, and there's so many DJs in Austin that can say that they had their first show because of Sydney. And I loved seeing that be a thing, I never expected myself to be somewhat involved in that. Anyway, so, fast forward me after having a kid. So even Sydney's like stepping in, like mothering my kid. My best friends that are more motherly than me, and the ones that mothered me too, freaking mothering my kid. I have this epic realization that it was all meant to be that way too, because you know what? It takes a village, and like,
It takes an army.
And it's a beautiful process. I get to watch my friends and the people that are like the closest to me, like have so much joy in mothering like my son. And I can like learn, like, oh my God, I'm like taking notes. Like I'm like watching them like nurture my kid. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do that. Oh yeah, and it's awesome. It's the sweetest. Like I never could have imagined it happening. And so, all that to say, natural nurturing actually doesn't fully come naturally. However, empowering others has always been my number one thing. So I mean, shoot, it seems like since I was born, like since as long as I can remember, I always was like, hey, are you alright? Like, hey, like, let's be friends. Like any of the kids that were like by themselves at school, like, and so like I ended up like creating a bunch of friends and on accident, but like. It was really funny, like on purpose, but accident. And then like they would like in elementary school, they would like actually fight over me. And I was like, oh man, this is not what I wanted. Like I don't no, like it's all love, y'all. Like it's funny. But I obviously wasn't talking like that when I was in kindergarten. So yeah. Anyway, like empowering artists and finding a way for music to be a profitable source of income for musicians and also all artists, all creatives. These industries that are so hard to step into, well, they shouldn't be. It's 2025. Technology is way past the point of like we can all the jobs that we like actually don't really want to do. I think we can find a way to not do them, right? Like, can't we just give those jobs to the AI and like just start doing like the jobs that we actually want to do and just pop off and like create abundance and freaking dance around the world for the rest of our lives? Because why the fuck not?
Yeah, that's a perfect lead-in to Lauren, and share a little bit about, because you're working on those very things right now.
Well, first I want to speak on, because we're all talking about like the giving of an artist, like as an artist, being at the ground level as an artist, speaking for myself, like you see how much artists give, and we will continue to give even if there isn't sustainability, because we have to. That's how I describe it when anybody asks me like, well, why don't you just do something else? When I describe why I do music, it's because I have to, right? And it's because we want to give back to society. So for me, part of the reasons Prosper is so powerful is because we want to empower artists to have sustainable paths. I think one of the statistics, the US GDP last year brought in $1.2 trillion. And yet 61% of musicians in the US are living under the poverty line. So those numbers don't line up, you know? And when you look at something like streaming, for example, right? Streaming consists, 84% of recorded music revenue comes from streaming, yet only the top 1% of artists on these services are ever going to see any sustainability. So for me, though, from a personal level, I know being an artist, being a manager, being in the nonprofit sector, that artists are gonna keep giving, right? So we need to create new industries that support that and enable artists to be creative, to keep giving, but also survive, and not just survive, but thrive. And I think in the age of AI and automation, it is our responsibility to create systems that preserve humanity. And so for me, coming from the technological perspective, the bigger picture is how can we preserve humanity and culture? And the way, you know, one of the paths that we've chosen to take is looking at how can we get an artist making above minimum wage? How can we give more ownership and equity to the artist? How could we build systems that are ethical? Meaning we are building for the people, not the people building for technology, right? And I think if we lead, everybody on this panel is leading towards a society where we look at humanity as something we preserve because it is so important. But when you look from a monetization point, music in Austin last year contributed $1.6 billion to our economic impact within our culture. So it's not some hoity-toity, we're just entertainment. prosperxo, my vision is for artists to be seen as cultural partners and essential infrastructure, because that is what we are. And honestly, when you look at science, when you look at the emotional statistics, when you look at the future music is the first thing we understood as people, as humanity.
Music is the one language that everyone speaks.
Yes,
right?
exactly.
Can I say something?
There is true power behind it.
Guys,
Sydney,
artists are people too.
Yes.
Take care of your artists.
Take
We
care of
got
your
great
artists.
feedback this weekend. Best feedback from Artist Hospital. Troy Boy. Oh my gosh. I can't even believe that. Amazing experience. Yeti, Tyler, Todd. We had a sound bath for them. That's how we can redefine music. And that does take not just a team, that takes an army. And we are building that together. And that has been the best feedback I've received. We rocked it because we took care of our artists first and our staff.
Sydney, that's incredible. And you're speaking so much truth, because like I recently was just in a conversation that was telling me one of the biggest female vocalists out there is she's not getting re-signed for another album. And she is literally one of the biggest artists. I'm not going to give away names, but this story was like, what is going on in our industry? And it is like the music industry as we know it, and like the artists getting this kind of like struggling. Even some of the biggest names like not getting renewed for another album. Like, so we are the change makers. That's why we're redefining what it is. We have the power to do this, and that takes all of you. That takes us. That takes supporting our artists, supporting the culture in ways that are going to benefit and grow. And look at it as a growth-minded opportunity. We are in a redefinition of the world right now, not even outside of music. So what can we do in this industry? What can each of us do today to be more supportive, contributing, and just like thinking more consciously about the culture? And so that's something that,
I have something
I'd love to hear
good
that.
too. Yeah, you can go first.
Yeah, well, I think it's important to talk about two sides of this, right? There is the side where society has devalued the artists, right? But I think what's so powerful about musicians is that we don't sit in that victimhood, right? You know, we are actively empowering ourselves consistently. But I think we do also have to take responsibility in our own devaluation, you know? And what that takes is looking at how we can take more ownership in the path that we're creating. I think at a business level infrastructure, it's like, for an artist, right, there are ways you can protect yourself right now. Whether it's doing a split sheet between a band, whether it's signing up for a PRO, a publishing rights organization, and getting paid. I don't know if you guys know, but BMI has BMI Live. So you could be getting paid for every live performance through your publishing rights. BMI ASCAP, look up PROs. You know, also ownership, making sure when you enter a contract, making sure it's in your favor. And I think a lot of artists, they feel like they're trapped, right? They feel like they don't have... Yeah, there is, and a lot of it too, it's like, if you want to survive, right, you're going to say yes, right, a lot of the time. But I want artists to realize that there is power in saying no, and there's also power in saying what you want, right? So whether it's just talking to a lawyer and getting advice, or whether it's owning your masters, owning your publishing, and approaching labels from an ownership perspective. I just want to say that because I think also, you know, in terms of Spotify and all of these technologies, right, what they're doing is really not okay, right? I'll say that, especially with data. But what I will say is that we signed those terms of use contracts. We signed those privacy policies. So when... Yeah, and so what I mean when we're playing a part in our devaluation, it's about we need to educate ourselves on what piece of the devaluation we're playing a part in. So making sure that when we make decisions, they're educated decisions. Because it's not necessarily wrong to be on these platforms, but what we need to improve is educating ourselves.
I agree with that. And you were going to add something too?
Yeah, I was just going to say, like, you know, talking about supporting one another and making sure that artists are taken care of, it really comes down to not just moving with the crowd, but standing behind who you believe in, right? So, like, the people who are putting in the hours and all this time to be up here and to say, oh, I'm not going to pay $5 or $10 to go see a show. Like, it's not about the $5 or $10. It's the fact that these people have been at home for hours and hours on end, probably have full-time jobs, still putting their time and effort into bringing something that is going to make you feel leaving like a different new person. You know what I mean? And that's crazy. You know, you have to really it's intentional. Everything's intentional. So intentionally being there for people, intentionally being present when they're sharing their craft with you. You know, to be that vulnerable and to put yourself out on the line in front of all these people, you know, a little bit of support goes a long way. So that will definitely keep the community alive in that fact.
100%. And like one thing all of us are doing is building that bridge. We are being the voices in the industry, and all of you that are supporting the industry, that are supporting all the initiatives that we're working on, it's like we're very thankful. I'm so thankful, because like Amplify EDM wouldn't be what it was without everybody who's behind it. And I'm sure we can all think about our platforms that we're building. So I want to ask one final question. I know just for essence of time, we'll start with Sydney. How are you personally redefining the music industry?
I am starting with a small experience, right? I'm creating a drop, and I want to make waves. People came here this weekend to watch us fail. This was an astounding success across the board. We handled things as a team. I'm a coach. I want to coach you, but you guys are also my coaches. Let's talk about our feelings. Let's make some freaking waves, right? I'm Sydney Cheatham. I am creating that drop. We're making waves as a team. And man, I feel a tsunami coming on. I am the Ripple. This is the Ripple Effect Collective. We are all collectives. And we're all in this collective. Humanity, music, this team. Be on my team, I'll be on your team, and vice versa. I love you guys. Thank you.
How can people find you? How can people find you? Shout out, Sydney.
I am Squidney Elizabeth, the Ripple Effect Collective on Instagram. You can find me on there. Soundcamp TX, obviously, right? Amber Greenwood, Rockstar, my other half, made this whole thing happen. She's behind the scenes with the computer, running things, getting them done. You can follow her. You know how to reach us. You guys have all been listening. Someone will send you my way. Reach me, please. I want to talk to you, and I want to hear you. Let's do this together. Thank you, guys.
Yes.
I cannot say that enough. Thank you.
Essentially, I am redefining the music industry by uniting motivated individuals within the electronic music community to support each other and create support each other to get to the success levels that they are intending to get to, and provide the resources, the education tools to get to those spaces and create the abundance that we all seek, and essentially create the abundance for each other, by working together, right? What really is hard with the music industry is the egos that come into play, and I get why it happens. Like you kind of feel like you have to do that because of the way things are, and then it makes you kind of like lean into that more, and then you're like, I got here for a reason. Like I did all this work. You now you do it too. Like whatever, and it's like wait, let's take a step back and think about it, and what are we all here for? Like what did we become musicians for? Why are we doing this? And it's because we love to connect together through music and art. And it's just, what are we doing if we are preventing others to also become artists themselves and also prosper, even if that means it's way faster for them to get there than you? Like, isn't that awesome? Why can't we just all just be happy and live our dreams? We can all do it. Hell yeah.
I love it. How can people get connected with your initiative and find you online?
Yes, you can follow us on all social media platforms. Instagram is our most active, and we are in Discord. You can join the Discord in our link tree in our Instagram. Our Instagram handle is EDM Prosperity Network, and you can find that on all platforms. So Facebook group if you don't have Discord, but we are way more active in Discord than Facebook. So if you really want to get connected and get some, questions answered and anything that you might have, please join the Discord.
Yes, I love the Discord. Yes.
And we have monthly networking and workshops every last Wednesday of every month, and we connect you with the people that you need to know.
Yeah, just I think how am I affecting, trying to take a positive turn on the industry. Just it starts with you, but it doesn't end with you, right? So just making sure that you're right, making sure that you're ready to go, and you're bringing your best foot forward, you're bringing the energy, and then also just knowing that whatever you do is going to affect the person next to you. Treat others how you want to be treated, and that will also come back around to you in return. And doesn't matter if it's an instant return. What matters is that you probably touch that person even deeper than they know in that moment, and it will continue to build. So just allowing for that positive energy to start at something and turn into something even better.
I love that. And how can people get connected with you and your initiative?
Yeah, so I'm not the best at social media, and I don't answer my phone very often. But Elixir Mixer Events on Instagram is me. Also have the management page that slowly coming and building. It's a lot of work, so taking one step at a time, but that's how you can get me.
Thank you so much. And yes, so I'm Kay with Amplify EDM, and how I'm redefining the music industry is by sharing stories like this with incredible people, whether it be artists, industry leaders, or just anybody who has a heart and soul for this industry. I'm here to be a platform to share, to use my voice to help the industry grow. And so any way I can do that, whether it's artist development on kind of the back end of things, and then also on the front side, just being the face.
To share other people's journeys, because it really is about everybody doing this together and getting together collectively like this. And so, again, give us a follow at Amplify EDM on Instagram, VK Cote, that's KAYCOTE on Instagram, amplifyedm.com for any additional resources and information. And then, yeah, give us all a tag. You're grabbing all our handles today. Share on social media. If you love and care about the music industry, share this with your friends. And we will, definitely have this podcast up on our YouTube channel and Spotify and Apple Music. Yeah, we'll close it out with Lauren.
Yeah, I wanted to just say how powerful it is that everybody showed up here, because I think sometimes even as fans and community, you feel powerless. And like, what can I do to help? But just showing up, I'll say this right now, it is so important to directly support artists. All of these tech platforms have disconnected artists from their fans and those direct connections. So however you can contribute to an artist directly, that is so powerful. You don't have to start a tech company or a festival or an organization. Just being here and supporting artists is a power in itself. So I just want to say thank you for everyone that has been here. And we were on a podcast a couple days ago, and one of the questions they had sent to us was, what is your vision for prosperxo in the next 5 to 10 years? So I thought it would be useful to read because it gives more clarity around. Yes. And also, I'll say this, speaking your vision out loud is very powerful. It's real. Manifestation is a real thing. It absolutely is. Okay, I'll try to read it fast because I know we're... Okay, so when I think about prosperxo and what will be in 5 to 10 years, I don't just see an app or a company. I see a new way society values creativity. I see a world where music and art are finally recognized as essential infrastructure, not just entertainment. Right now, the music industry is built on a broken foundation. Artists carry culture, but not the paycheck. Yet it's music and art that carry us through heartbreak, joy, grief, and celebration. They shape our identities, our memories, our movements. They generate jobs, drive economies, and infuse life into our communities. And still, artists are told to be grateful for exposure, while corporations capture the data, the power, and the money. But I believe we are on the verge of rewriting that story, and prosperxo and all of us on this stage are the tool, are the movements, and are the community to make that change real. prosperxo in 5 to 10 years will ensure that artists are seen not as starving dreamers, but as workers, innovators, and cultural bearers who deserve equity, security, and respect. In 10 years, I see prosperxo as the creative economy operating system. Artists will have Prosper IDs, living, breathing profiles that aren't just EPKs, but revenue engines activating directly into culture and the physical world. Fans will no longer be passive consumers. They'll be active participants with their own dashboards, collecting prosper points, stories, and memories that truly matter every time they support an artist.
And brands will finally have transparent, ethical ways to support cultures that aren't extractive but regenerative. Every release, every song will become a drop, a mission, not just a passive stream, but a chance to activate data and joy for artists. But prosperxo is not just tech. Policy is a part of what we're doing too. In 10 years, I see us helping pass an Artist Bill of Rights, embedding equity into law. Cities like Austin, the live music capital of the world, will finally live up to that name, not just because we have stages, but because we have systems that allow artists to live, work, and prosper here. prosperxo becomes both infrastructure and advocacy, the bridge between culture and society that says we will no longer leave artists behind. The legacy I want is simple, that when people say live music capital of the world, it doesn't just mean we have stages, it means we have systems that let artists thrive. That kids growing up today see music, poetry, film, and art not just as side hustles, but as sustainable, joyful careers. So, the vision is bold. In 10 years, prosperxo will be the proof, and all of us will be the proof, that when artists prosper, culture thrives. That when we design systems rooted in fairness and creativity, everybody, not just artists, get to live in a more vibrant, connected human world. And when we give back, when we invest in art as infrastructure, when we align technology with humanity, we create a brighter, more hopeful world for all of us. And that's why we're building prosperxo together. Thank you.
And to answer everybody's question, that is the action plan. We just gave it to you, all of us, on how we're going to redefine music together. It starts with every single person here, the crowd, the art, the people in the booth, every single one of us. We're making plans together. Women are planners. How many of you make plans all the time? I had someone yesterday tell me to stop planning. No, we're making plans to treat each other better. It starts with us. Thank you, Lauren. That is the plan.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so
Show
much.
your handle real quick.
Oh, prosperxo.com. You can find everything. We're on all social networks. And we have a town hall the second Wednesday of every month at Capital Factory, which is also our office right now. And it's incredible. It's not for just tech companies, it's for entrepreneurs. So stop by Capital Factory and connect with us.
Awesome. Well, thank you all so much for sharing your words today for this very special episode of how we're redefining the music industry.
That was amazing.